is up, my people? Welcome back to the channel for another edition of Singles of the Week. This is a segment where I like to break down some of the newest singles that have dropped this past weekend. So I was absent for last weekend, so I'm also going to be mentioning some of the tracks that dropped that weekend while I was not present. So let's just stop talking and let's get into these new singles. All right, we're just going to begin with this new Petras album that is out right now, Feed the Beast. I will be reviewing the intro track, the title track as well, Feed the Beast. Just some brief thoughts on this track right here before I really get into the album, hopefully next week. As far as the hooks goes, this is pretty tasteful. It's just like an Ethro Eurodance fusion that's ensembled right here. Wasn't really allured from the verses. I felt the dynamic really dropped drastically in these sequences, but I think overall this song is decent. It has some good parts to it. And then we are going to be moving on to this new Anitta, with her trying out some deep rave cuts out with the track Funk Rave. I didn't think that was a bad attempt. I think I describe it as a successful piece if you ask me. The tension on here on the build-ups are present along with the execution of the drop. I thought they were pretty wonderful, really just energizing, and while still incorporating some of the Latin fusion, some samba, and then while still making this a fundamental piece of deep rave scenery. I think it works for me. It's a fun track. It's definitely just really gets the club going, and yeah, it's just gets you wanting to get off your ass and dance. I think it works for me. It's a green. All right, and then we're going to continue on with these new tracks that are coming out for the HBO show The Idol, that is written by The Weeknd, with this new song of One of the Girls, and it is featuring Jennie of Blackpink, who is also an actress into the show, and then Lily Rose Depp, who is the protagonist in The Idol. So before I comment on this track, for Lily's solo track that came out for episode 1, in all honesty, I thought it really wasn't good, but just mainly with their singing. I mean, the song itself is just like basically a highly generic pop single, and just the singing overall is just pretty mediocre to me. There's nothing really that stands out for her talent. They give the chorus on here and the verse some flavor, which is pretty ballsy that they gave Lily like the lead on here, which granted it makes sense because she's a protagonist. If you watch the show, it just makes even more sense what they're really trying to go with. But I think they did a lot better this time with the layering over Lily Rose's vocals, with Abel's vocals on here, and some really good vocal effects that are on Lily. It's very synthetic, but it still works with some of the ambience on here. And you know, I wish Jennie had a bigger role on here because I really liked her intro and the bridge, which is pretty much the same thing, a little bit of additional lyrics to the bridge, which I thought overall was delightful. It makes sense, again, why the song is like this. It makes sense due to how the show is written. But yeah, overall, it's a sweet sounding song. It's a little annoying with these like screeching like ET signs on here as well. Yeah, I don't know why they wanted to have this sound inclusion here. Overall, the song is okay. All right, and then we are moving on to this new Chainsmokers and Alinea collab, See You Again, with Carly Hansen. So this was a big drop. Last time we seen the Chainsmokers and Alinea collab with the track, it was with Takeaway. And I really like that song, but with this one, I am extremely disappointed with this one. Like, I thought it could be great with their last song, Takeaway, which is really good. I still love that song to this day. But what's the point even having Carly on this song, who is a talented vocalist, if you're going to barely even use her? You mainly have Drew singing on here. It's practically a 50-50. And I don't like it when Drew sings. It's just, no, the man has to stop singing. I'm sorry, man. And on top of that, like, the drop is just flat. It's so disappointing. It really just collapses into itself. This song is a huge letdown. All right, next we got this little interesting remix, and it is from NewJeans, their new track Zero that came out for a Coca-Cola ad, but this time it is remixed with rapper Atlanta's own Jid. The song itself I thought was pretty cute, tongue-in-cheek. It's a cool theme for Coke, judging by the lyricism. That's why it's tongue-in-cheek. It's pretty funny. But I thought Jid's feature would be awkward hearing on this song, but it's not. It fits like a glove on here. Like, it is so much better than I thought it'd be. When it comes to rap remixes, it's so much better than some. Like, dude, like the Baby remix on Dua Lipa's Levitating, it blows this one out of the water. And also, it's better than Ice Spice's feature on Pink Panthers. Yes, I said it. Okay, it was unnecessary. The song was already so good. It didn't really make it better at all, in my opinion. Not bad, but didn't make it better. But yeah, overall, this one was cool. All right, and then we got indie rock band The Smile with this very interesting track. It is called Bending Hectic. I don't know how else to describe this song besides that it is fucking incredible. It is so good. I can't even comprehend how this song progresses into what it became at the very end of this conclusion. It's entering like this first phase of experimental rock and traditional pop at the same time, which hits very elegantly, by the way. But then past this half point, it hits this transformation to some noise rock that is just so fucking epic. It's such a cool twist. Like, it feels exactly like you're entering a void to a different dimension, and it just seamlessly transitioned. It's an absolutely brilliant experience. Head to toe, it's incredible. You should go check it out. And then we got this new Rezz collab with Raven Gray on the track Embers. So I'm a bit iffy on this one. The production is absolutely amazing, super stunning, very vivid, very defined. Not a single issue for that part in the single at all for me. And I thought Raven was pretty excellent start to finish. I just felt like the writing of the song structure isn't fulfilling enough. It doesn't feel like we have reached a satisfying moment to the song. It nearly feels unfinished at moments because it just doesn't reach its potential to me. I feel like it's building up to something, and then all of a sudden the song's over. It just really needed something extra, man. I really couldn't really pinpoint what that needed. Like, it could have just been like just cliche with the normal structures of future bass and just have a hard ass bass drop, but that's not even here. And I think that would have worked, but I don't know, that's not on here, and it definitely is a hit or miss track. And then we got a recording, which I believe was recorded way back from XXXTentacion, and it's called I Am Not a Human, featuring Lil Uzi Vert. This is a little slight acoustic dark pop piece. You know, the song has its flaws for sure, mostly sounding overall synthetic with the auto-tune. Definitely a lot of auto-tune, especially on Uzi. Which, I mean, the singing overall isn't that great. It makes sense why they use that much auto-tune for sure. But there's something about the dark undertones that appeal to me. Like, I really like the Debbie Downer effect into the acoustic. It's something that I really like hearing from X. And the melody itself really mellows me out. I don't know. I think overall the song's decent. I'll toss it a yellow. We got Rae Jepsen out with a new track called Shy Boy, going straight funk pop in this bitch. And it's got the perfect punch to it. Just carrying around, just giving it this magic touch. No pun intended. Yeah, this one is just so groovy. Nothing overshadows each other. It's a great blend of funk instrumental working as one in sync with Carly. Her groove vocals on this are perfection. It's very light. Jepsen just really gives off that high budget record label vibe onto this song, but at the same time, it feels indie. Like, it feels so low key and organic. It's fire. And then this new Faye Webster is out. This song is very interesting, and it's called But Not Kiss. The writing feels it feels silly. Like, with certain parts hit and transition into like the choruses or back to the verses, which is some very hard hitting when it comes to the drums and just like some like striking guitars, or just something when you just get a hit with some like pianos. It feels humorous, but at the same time it makes you want to bob your head like hard and heavy. Webster really did a wonder on this. I think the motifs are fascinating on here. Like, the whole time it feels like she's just like diving into like a whole like I love you scenario, and then just like just kidding, and then it's funny. And sonically she matches with what she's trying to get to, with too. And I really found like the brass on here to add hella dynamic, but most of all, being put in the softness into these verses really are just so nice and delicate to listen to, including I really like the hard-hitting parts as well. I don't know, everything is just so random, but it works. It really works. It brings me an essence of relief, and I'm messing with this. It's immaculate. And then Doja Cat dropped when I was gone, and the song is called Attention. I really love the ethereal direction that she went into with the chorus. Besides that, the rapping is also very impressive. Like, Doja is really bringing the versatility on the song. The verses are mixed perfectly to give her the perfect amount of room to work with. Aesthetically, there's some really cool dream pop, ethereal pop sound selections on here that really caught my attention. Reminds me a lot of like some Grimes work at the same time vocally. Doja just coming in through with the banger, and this is quite an impressive piece. I am fucking with it. And then we got a really good one right here from Hemlocke Spring, and the song is called Heaven. This is a fucking epic piece of new wave and electronic pop. Hemlocke is delivering like an enthusiastic performance over these glimmering synthesizers. Everything just really pops out of this image. It's super defined, very crisp, very 3D. It's very exquisite to the dynamic. It's just simply structured at the same time, but it's very full in sound. Like, back-to-back bangers for you guys right here. You should definitely check out this one too. I'm loving the fuse of synth pop and new wave. It absolutely kills. Another interesting one that really shocked me from this new Trippie Red. It's called Took My Breath Away. ironically, and it is featuring Skye Morales. This is like a throwback 2000s R&B hip-hop track that reminds me a lot of the Fat Joe and Ja Rule days. Can't lie, he really stole me with this hook, man. I think it's very, very tasty. The production is not half bad either, nor did I really mind Trippie on this one. And I really did like Skye Morales on the hook. She actually did a really good job. I'm usually unamused with Trippie's work, but this is really good. Trippie's coming up with the dub. Now I'm giving him the green. All right, and then we got this new Olivia Dean with Leon Bridges. It is called The Hardest Park. You know, this really doesn't really sound like the most unique kind of indie rock, soul track, R&B track. But I really do like these two together. Vocally, they are marvelous together. I really do think that they just feed off each other, and this is overall a fabulous duet. Instrumental is forgettable, but it's okay. And then Death's Dynamic Shroud is back at it again with some just incredible mind-expanding songs. This one is called Phantom You in 4 parts. This is an elegant electronic track that I think just executes the theatrical approach so well. It really just feels so cinematic all the way through. I really love the bands of drums on here, the digi synths, the noise pads, all ensue like a magical, unique experience to me. It just feels like they did so much in so little time. And man, this is just a really interesting one to dissect on your own, because there's just so much going on in here, and it's great. It's just awesome. And then this new rhythm track from Ekali and BROKN, and the track is called Alinea. This is a filthy song. It is absolutely filthy. You can really feel the edging around the bass sounds. This is just highly notable textures into the song, including a beautiful cosmic palette to the atmospheres that really make the art pop off the canvas. Even though like the second act, it really makes you also feel like you're still into that traditional EDM experience when it comes to just an evolving second part to the song. And it's pretty hard hitting. I gotta say, these two went pretty hard. This is a sick bass song. And then you guys gotta check out this new track from Theophilus of London, and it's called Heat Rock. This is like some old school hip hop jazz that is complemented with some spoken word from Theo. My favorite part of the track are these horn loops. They are literally addictive. They are so delicious. Like, I am loving the authenticity showcased into the song. It is really, really good. I'm not gonna lie, I did notice the ending felt kind of half-assed. That did kind of bug me out. I mean, listening to more and more, I'm sure I'll just ignore it, but it would have been nice if the ending felt more grandiose and just epic, but it's still good. All right, and then we're gonna continue on with Rauw Alejandro teaming up with Bizarrap on the track Baby Hello. This is some high budget rave pop. I really like the entertainment that it brings, but the writing melodically just is not there for me. It just feels kind of flat overall, if you ask me. And not really that much chemistry between Rauw Alejandro and Bizarrap either. I'd say it's a cool party scene, though. I mean, there's some energy to it. I think it will definitely hype up the club, so okay. And then the Sevdaliza track with an artist I am not familiar with, Viriano Antiano, on the track Ride or Die. It's sort of an art pop blend with some Latin pop and hip hop. It's a bit all over the place though. Like, the pacing just feels super awkward, and some things can feel like it's forced into the song without real thought of cohesion, and really just singing like, does this really work with each other? Hit or miss for sure, if you can really make that argument. But the thing about it is that the production is very polished though, but I'm just not really digging the song, man. I feel bad for giving it the red, because Sevdaliza just doesn't get reds, but yeah, I don't like it. And then we got this new Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice, and the track is called Barbie World, and it's featuring Aqua. It's actually sort of a new interpretation of Barbie World. Ironically, it's cool. Like, I think the beat is like, it's also like mixed in with some like New York drill, which is always something that is just overly abused sometimes in the hip hop world at the moment. I think it works though in this scenario. I don't think the beat is bad. The beat is probably the best part. Overall, the verses though, I thought they'd be better. I thought Nicki and Ice Spice would just pop off this way more. Pretty forgettable, if you ask me. It's not one of my favorites compared to the other tracks that dropped for the album, compared to the Karol G track, compared to the Dua Lipa track, compared to the Pink Panthers track. I think those are just so much better. This is definitely a different, because it's a hip hop track. I don't know. It's kind of underwhelming. I think it's okay though because of the beat. Alright, and then I decided to react to some tracks this week. This first one was a double feature from Knocked Loose. It is called Deep in the Willow, and the other track is called Everything is Quiet Now. Be sure to go check out that video for my full breakdown and thoughts of the track. You're definitely going to want to check that out. On here, in combined force, I'll give them the green. Go check out why. And then guys, I have another reaction that should be on the way. I finished it yesterday, but fair use is a bitch. Yeah, so right now I'm in dispute of it. It should be viewable by Monday morning. It's this new Juice WRLD and Cordae collab called Doomsday. Be sure to wait for that video. I'm gonna have it linked right after this once it's able to go public. I think the reaction is fairly good. I had to cut out a lot of it, but unfortunately, even cutting out most of my reaction to the actual song, it wasn't enough, and the video is still blocked. It should be viewable in 48 hours though, so Monday morning it should be good. But on here, I'm just gonna get the fire. Make sure to go check out why once it comes out. And guys, that is it for singles of the week. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, go on and like, share, and comment down below of what you thought of these tracks. Do not forget to check them out for yourselves. They are all linked down in the description below for you to check out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Deuces.